The Fountain, Day 87. Well, come on. Last weekend, my husband wanted to go stay with my dad so he could watch some of the March Madness basketball games and spend quality time with my dad. When he called to ask if it was okay if he and Naomi came over and stayed the night, my dad answered in the exact way I knew he would. Well, come on, he said. That's always his answer when any of his kids call and want to visit. It's not just that he says this, it's the excitement that we can hear in his voice. He's always truly excited to have us over. It's so comforting to know that he always welcomes us. He's never too busy, never demanding alone time, always just up for a visit. God is the same. He's always ready to meet with you, hear from you, spend time with you. No matter what you're doing, he just wants to be a part of it. It's so good when our earthly fathers mirror our heavenly Father, isn't it? I don't know what your dad is like, but God is always the same, always saying to you, well, come on. Now, I know some of us have father wounds that make it harder to receive. Believe me when I tell you that I too have had to work through those wounds. I have intentionally fought to have a relationship with my dad, and it's so worth it. Likewise, I fight every day to have an intentional relationship with God, all three parts of him. It's the most worthwhile thing I do. Life is all about being intentional. I intentionally love my kids, give them rules, teach them about Jesus, steward relationship with them. It's all intentional, and it has to be. I fear that sometimes in our current culture, parents are so distracted that they don't realize the beauty of intentional family. No ministry outside of my home will ever be as important as this. I get one shot at raising each of my kids, and I definitely don't want to blow it. The only way to ensure success is to be intentional. What does success as a parent look like? Well, I can't answer that for you, but for me, it looks like raising 4 kids who are passionately in love with Jesus, who are able to think of others, who are able to think for themselves, who are healthy, contributing members of society, who have healthy marriage relationships when they grow up, who value family too, who know God's voice and obey it. How can I expect to raise kids like that if I don't do it on purpose? I know my kids won't ever be perfect, and that my list of success is something that will be a process, but I'm here for it. As I am currently learning to raise my first young adult, I am loving the release of it. Even though it can be challenging at times, I love that I can entrust him to God and allow God to mold him. The other day, God was instructing me about a certain parenting thing with my young adult, and he said to me, whatever you do, don't ever cause him to question whether or not he can hear my voice. When he's wrong, I will correct him. You can just stay steady. I've got this now. What a wonderful release. Parenting is an amazing journey, and I look forward to the day when I'll say to my adult kids, well, come on. Today, I encourage you to spend some extra time with God. Invite him into your day and ask him to spend time with you. His answer is always yes. Then, as you go about your daily activities, make it a point to be mindful that he's with you. Remember to include him. You're going to love it. Be intentional. Learn to listen to him before you answer others. If you hear a prayer request, take it to him immediately and honestly pray for the person. Don't just say you will. It only takes a minute or two to press into God and let him speak to and through you. Live life with intention. It's worth it. Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel. And afterward you will take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? The earth has nothing I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Those who are far from you will perish, and you destroy all those who are unfaithful to you. But as for me, it's good to be near God. I've made the sovereign Lord my refuge. I will tell of all your deeds. Psalm 73, verses 23 through 28.